the moment you've all been waiting for. The royal hostess with the mostest. The queen bee with the money, honey.
BeePlus.
That's right. And it's time you all bow to the real queen bee.
She comes, the most beautiful bee in the universe.
You're stealing all the bees just because you're jealous?
No, that's just a bonus. My actual plan is to capture all the queens. Their hives will then have no choice but to follow me.
Hey, everybody. Let's see. Hello. So I literally was about to come on here, right? I was about to wrench somebody. Because I would like to have at least I have one wrench so far given out, and I know you guys have seen that, but there's another one, and I go on there and I literally come on here, and of course my computer updated while I was gone, so I had to restart it. And so I didn't get to do that. So that's how this is going. Oh, somebody else is getting snow. Ours is actually just starting to melt, thank God. But it's still to the point where I can barely go for a walk. I usually go for a walk every day. I usually go to there's a local cemetery that I like to walk in, and I can't even get to it. I tried today. It was all day. Oh, yikes. All right. Hey, Liberty Farmer. There you are. Hey, Nat. Hey, Tick Turtle Gum, Amanda, Blues Girl, DeLorean. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. Like I said, guys, I was trying to, I was about to get on here. Oh, you're getting ice too, Teresa? Yikes. Geez, I don't want any more snow. Yeah, I love cemeteries too. The one that's here is really cool, Amanda, because H.P. Lovecraft is buried there. And I mean, I think that's kind of neat because I'm kind of a fan. So I kind of fangirl every time I go, but people cover his grave and really, really cool knick-knack stuff. Hold on, I need to get this going there. I need to fix this. I don't want all of this text on here. I need to make it shorter. I need to get rid of some things. Hey, Rody Gal. Yeah. So, what are we talking about tonight? Apparently, where is this storm hitting? Because I don't think we're getting more. I hope we're not. But yeah, that seems like a lot of people here are expecting some snow. Oh, the Providence Ghost Tour is really, Rodigal? I haven't done it. I go to Salem pretty frequently, and I've done every one of them that they offer there. But 4 to 6. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, let's see. Are you where do you live, Teresa? Are you saying that? Well, I mean, 4 to 6 inches here is nobody even bats an eye, but I'm way up north, so I know that you guys if people are down south, I know that nobody's equipped for it, so it really is a state of emergency to have the Hey, Michelle, I'm glad you're here. Hey, Abby, Oklahoma. Okay, so you guys aren't used to snow. I get it. Yeah, because you guys aren't prepared for that. Over here, it's flooding's probably going to be here because once all this snow melts, I mean, it's supposed to be in the 40s the next couple days. So I'm hoping it melts it enough that I can actually move. Because I have a car, but I don't drive if I don't have to. I just like to walk. It keeps me active. It keeps me moving. And it's relaxing to me. You're right above. Okay. New York State, Detroit. I've never been. You know what? That's a lie. I've been to Detroit. I've been to the airport. So that's about as close. Really? If a man says you're. Oh, okay. DeLorean. Hey, Barb. I'm glad to see a bunch of faces I don't usually see in here. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, we've had some crazy days. I mean, I don't even know, guys. I don't even know. I have a lot of points that I kind of want to make tonight. I do. I'm just trying to think of in what order do I want to do them. So I changed the thumbnail I had. Okay, so because I was thinking to myself, I was like, hey, caffeinated slug. Oh, what's the buzz? You get it. Yeah. And I think what I wanted to talk about today, because the more I thought about it, the more I was able to kind of put together a thought that I was like, you know what? I think, this makes sense. And it's a way, there is a lot happening. Absolutely. And I think this is a way of looking at it without bringing creators into it. Because what I'm going to talk about isn't necessarily the creator's fault. And I want you guys to know I'm not scolding anybody in here. I just wanted to make a point about it because I think it'll make sense to people. So I put, with great influence comes great responsibility. And I believe that, right? So if you have influence on people, and that can be anybody that has a platform at all, like even if you only have like a couple hundred subs like I do, I mean, sometimes, I could have some influence on some things, but there are people like once you get a little bit bigger, people like you get to know them and they tend to, feel a certain way. And, there are people that, identify with that more than others. I think there are some people who really, really, really like, I usually see it with like younger people, because I was talking to some people trying to figure out like what it was, but it's a phenomena that's like really common, especially on social media, like with TikTok, and people really feel like they know somebody is what I'm trying to say. And you remember when all of this started, guys? So let's get in our time machine, right? And hey, yeah, Amanda, I agree. I have two. Let's get into our time machine, and we're going to go back to, when people started first kind of speaking out about Natasha in this this saga. When was that? Well, when I left was in November. So I'm gonna go with November. Hey, Navigator. I'm gonna go with November. So let's go there. So, and I don't actually think it's anybody I'm seeing in here, to be honest with you. But a lot of us did come from Natasha's channel. So remember when all that came out, one of the first things that people were saying, right? One of the first things people were saying was, do you see how, the mob mentality over there, you see the mob mentality, you see people like going real life and going to channels and acting crazy and, trolling and all of that. And we were all commenting on it. We were like, yeah, we do see that over there. And, we don't like it. And that's why we're kind of, leaving, and we want to kind of do our own thing. Right. So, and really, Tick Turtle Go, you learn something new every day. And then, so everybody was like, tired of it. They didn't like seeing that there. Well, and I'm not saying it's anybody who's chatting frequently, because let's be honest, let's look at the amount of like people that are in this community. It's really a small percentage that are active in the chat. So I don't even think it's any of you guys, to be honest. But, think about it. So we always saw that and we were like, we don't want to be around that because it's, it's toxic, right? Well, a lot of those people that were in Natasha's chat have now come over to the channels over here. And with those people comes behaviors that, we were original, not necessarily me, but I'm going to say us as a community were speaking out about in the first place. But they've just, these are people that are just, they're like loyal to whatever creator, and they'll flip. And once they do, then they're going to do the same behaviors here. And that's what I'm seeing. So I'm going to make it clear. I'm not coming at any creator tonight. All right. I'm not coming at any creator, because what happens, guys, is that, but with that, you have to be aware of it. So like, I think it's a good thing to acknowledge that, yes, this is happening. I think that there are some behaviors going on, and I've done some like investigating of my own. And and like I said, guys, look at people's sub counts and then look at the percentage of people chatting. There's a lot more people, and I don't really think it's a lot of our chat, at least not the ones that come into my stuff anyways. But, people, it gets out of control really, really, really quickly. And then, that's why we're seeing so much of it over here, as far as I'm concerned. Hey, Kathy Joe. And that's what I want to talk about, because it just dawned on me. I'm like, you know what? These are people that I used to see over in Natasha's doing the same thing, and now they're over here doing it. That's interesting. And I was like, okay, but even with that though, you got to take a step back and you got to be like, with your influence as a creator on here, for example, as a creator on here, it is my responsibility to make sure I communicate to my mods that this is what's acceptable in my chat and this is what isn't, and to keep up with that. And I'm not saying anybody doesn't do this. I'm just speaking as like, as general as a creator. I think most people do. But it's also their responsibility to see if things are getting out of hand, and, but it's coming back to you. I feel like that's something you got to take a step back and try and reel it back in. And I actually don't know how to do that. So I don't have a solution to it. I just noticed that I think that's a lot of what's going on here, is that community has now come over here and they're causing problems, but the other way around. But I could be wrong. But that's just how I see it. And for the most part, I seem to bring out the best in people, because most people are, I mean, everybody actually is really, really respectful in my chat, which I really appreciate. Because I don't, do you have a question, Dick Turtle Gum? You're allowed to ask a question as long as it's respectful. Oh, what's anti-MM? Really? That's anti-McCamey Manor. I'm probably not the right person to ask about it just because I know what McCamey Manor is. It's one of those like extreme haunted houses, except it's super controversial. But that's about all I know about it. So I think there's a couple people from that community. That's the thing though, guys. This happens in every community, all right? I want to make that very clear. Like this isn't, I'm hesitant to say like it's somebody here that's so much of a problem that it's everywhere. You go to any community and you're going to see some toxic stuff. Right now though, in this community, it's gotten to it's at a point where something's got to give. Because you got people threatening real life and making threats, and you have people that are just straight up bullying, and then you have people that are just spreading misinformation. And this isn't just creators. This is subs doing it too. And first of all, I know you guys are better than that. It's none of you, though. It's none of you. I would call you out if I saw any of the names that I've seen, because I've been keeping note. I'm starting to. I hate doing it. I thought I said I never do it, but I am, because I'm trying to figure this out, why this is going on. It's not actually you, Tick Turtle Gum. It's not. Or else you have alts and I don't know that it's you. Which I think you probably do. A lot of people have alts. I have an alt, but it's because I locked myself out of my account. And it's just my name with my last name initial. Yeah, no, I seriously, if I saw anybody that is on might be my watch list. I'll call it my watch list. No, I'm really just trying to figure out what the root of this is, because I don't think anybody intended for things to get this way. I don't, because I know a lot of the people in this community, and what's going on is not who they are. And I'm trying to figure this out, guys. Yeah, we do have people that have gone way beyond threatening. You're absolutely right, Lindsay. We do. And it's not right. It's not right. And there are people that also just do spread misinformation. And I don't know if they do it on purpose. I don't know if they're doing it because they get a kick out of it. I really don't know. But it just perpetuates this us versus them and hate. And it's not just it's not like Natasha's side versus, the other one. It's not that. It's broken off into 3 or 4 different sides at this point. And there are people like you guys that I see a lot of you in a lot of places, which I actually really respect, because I think that it's, you can have loyalty, but it's also, you're allowed to have friends too. And people have falling outs all the time and make amends. And, that's what I've learned about this. People do seem to get over things. Sometimes you don't know if someone's having a bad day. And that goes for subs and creators. So, I mean, take a look. So it's I don't think that people should just give up their friendships with people based on something that, people probably get over. Yeah, but it kind of was Liberty Farmer. It kind of was so simple when it was Natasha versus everybody else. But I can imagine, very unpopular opinion here, I can imagine that's not fun for somebody, whether it's Natasha or not. So I don't know, guys. And I'm seeing it. Okay, Navigator. Oh, okay. You weren't talking to me. Yeah, blind loyalty and blanket support. Right, guys. We don't have to agree with everything that somebody says. We really don't. So I'm able, if I'm in a chat, it doesn't mean I agree with everything that they say. If there's something that I really don't care for, sometimes it's not even the creator. Sometimes it's what's going on in the chat that I don't care for. I just won't go in. And that's just how I handle things. But I think a lot of the time stuff gets taken personally. People take things out of context. And I think everybody's emotions are just running so high. You feel like subs are friends. Right. Yes, it is. It is, though. It really is. And that's the thing. People feel like they're well, this person's not friends with this person right now. And I don't know what to do because I like them both. But this person is speaking about somebody I really like in a way that's, borderline not cool. You know what I mean? So it's like everything's just a big mess and people don't know where to go. Everyone thinks the other side is wrong. Yes. Right. I agree, Caffeinated Slug. I think that's very, 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 very true. Right. 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 I get that. And they see it. And there's a lot of time that you're not going to convince anybody any other way either. Hey, Nightmare. Because once somebody is sees that, a lot of the time, you're not going to change anybody's mind. All they're going to see, they're going to think you're wrong, and they're going to, dig their heels in and double down on that because they can't see it any other way. And sometimes people eventually open their eyes. I did. And everything is a mess. I agree, Melissa Jade. And it didn't used to be this bad. And I'm trying, that's why I'm trying to really, like, I'm taking names out of it. I am taking any feelings I have, because there are some creators here who I consider, you know, as close of a friend as you can be on here. And I've spoken to many of them privately. And, you know, I might not agree with what they're doing right now, but I know they're good people. I know they are. And I'm kind of surprised that it's gotten like this, because they're good people. You know, I know them. And right. So that's the thing, guys. It's like, I'm really, really, really trying to take a look at what is going on and why it's going on, because I did too, Caffeinated Slug. Yep. Yep. I was also one of those. That's why I don't know a lot of these people over here. I wasn't familiar. I wasn't really familiar. I remember, Melissa Jade, I remember you from Natasha's panel. So I do remember you, but I didn't really ever go to your channel until the other day. Lindsay, I don't know how I just subscribed to you. But I'm not really familiar with like you so much, but I'm trying to be. Like, I'm just trying to figure out like who's in this community. Because I think a lot of people, because when I was over on, you know, watching just Natasha, that's all I was watching. Hey, Tammy Judy. Hey, Mama Knows Best. Who else am I? Dark Magician. I hope I said hi to you. I think I did. Hold on. Everyone is not being transparent. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Why did I do that? I'm sorry. Oh my God. There we go. This is like the most people I've had. I know that's really sad. For some people, comparatively would be like, well, you know, some people who only care about numbers would say that, but I'm seeing new faces. Actually, this is literally the most people I've had in here ever. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Hey, Corabelle. Because I know people listen, and I really want people to know that, like, I welcome everybody. Everybody. I do. And I'm like probably one of the most neutral people you're going to find, but hey, Tippity do. That doesn't mean though that I don't have opinions or, how I feel about things. And, you know, as a creator on this platform, I'm also entitled to speak about those things. Right. And if I speak about them, it doesn't mean I don't like the person. I think people like what I just want to scream from the rooftops is, yeah, I don't think numbers are always important either, but you know, I'm excited. You know, I'm allowed to be excited about that. I think that's great. I think it's great that there are people that are comfortable chatting here. That's really what I'm excited about. But yeah, we want people to be respectful, and people usually are in here. I haven't had too many issues. But yeah, you know, like I just want to scream it from the rooftops. Like, there are people that I might talk about who I like very much. I just don't like what's going on, and it just happens to involve them right now. And it doesn't change how I feel about them. And I just want to be very clear about that, because a lot of the time you say one thing about somebody, you say, you know, and somebody on, you know, you say, I don't agree with, you know, I'll use Lindsay, for example. I mean, because you're the first creator that I've seen kind of in here that so let's say I don't agree with, and I say, I don't agree with this going on over on Lindsay's channel. And then all of a sudden everybody's yelling at me because, you know, I said that, but it doesn't mean that I don't like Lindsay. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I, you know, I'm out to get her or I want people to gang up on her. It doesn't mean that at all. It really doesn't. Like, I think I don't like that. I don't like it. I agree, Melissa Jade. Right. I think that there are a lot of double standards, and, you know, at first I didn't want to involve subs in it. I didn't, because like, you know, I didn't think that was fair, but I think it's like a perfect storm of just all these different factors at this point that has led to just this situation that's gotten out of hand. Hey, Natasha Victim. Right. And I feel like, you know, I don't mean to be like targeting anybody saying that. Like I said, if I saw any of that, I've been starting to kind of take note of who, I don't, hold on. I'm trying to read. I need glasses, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I've been trying to take note of the people that are doing, like, that are causing issues. I just kind of want to, like, hi, T. Adams. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. I know who you are, though. I'm trying to read that. Yeah, I agree. And I think a lot of people are going for each other's necks right now. And it is uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. And and I don't even blame a lot of the time though, guys. Like, I think that people like point fingers at creators, but a lot of it is also the kind of the chat. And like I said, if I saw anybody here that I've seen causing issues that have gotten my attention, I would call them out. It's nobody I've seen so far. It is too much to keep up with, Tammy Judy, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Yes, the call outs become petty and personal. They absolutely do. And people are just going for petty things. And it doesn't need to be that way. And I forget who made the point. It might have been you, Dark Magician, that made this point. And now I'm trying to remember what it was because my brain just like left my thought just left. Oh my God. Actually, you know what? I think you made the point I made earlier in my live just now. But I think there was somebody in here who is in my chat sometimes named #Shy, who made a really, really good point last night. And I want to kind of touch on that again. The point is that like a lot of the time when creators are kind of, doing their lives, they're reading the chat, right? So when the chat comes in and they want to talk about, or everyone's all in like a big tizzy, and they're like, I was in there, and did you see that this person did that and that person? And then like as a creator, like, you read the room, you try to see what topics people want to talk about. And a lot of the time it happens to be, stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of the time people feel kind of pressured to kind of like go with that, what's in the chat, because that's what people want to talk about. And that's all anybody's talking about. And I feel like a lot of the time, like that's what's happening. And like, I just feel like people are just trying to do their lives and like give people what they want to talk about. But the problem is that it gets out of hand. It gets out of hand. We've seen it I've seen it in Natasha's chat. That's where I originally saw it. Yes, Dippity do. I agree. I see it go on there, but I also see it go on over here in some places. Not in my chat yet. And I appreciate that because, that's why like you guys can pretend that you guys can't be mature adults, but I know better. Because you guys do it here. Let's see. Yeah. It's crazy, guys. And I feel bad for the subs. And I also feel bad for creators because I feel like not only are subs getting put in a bad position, but I feel like some creators are being put in a bad position too. Because, a lot of us, I can only speak for myself, I guess. But, I consider myself friends with several creators. And then when they have a falling out, I feel kind of put in the middle too. It's not quite BeePlus After Dark. No. This isn't BeePlus After Dark. Yeah, you can't keep up with who's friends with who. And then, you go into somebody's chat and somebody sees you there and all of a sudden you're against them. Or, they run back, and it really, I feel like it's not just putting subs in a bad position. It's also putting us creators. And, I think there's a lot of like misinformation. I think a lot of stuff is getting taken out of context. I feel like, and obviously it's going to like, people's emotions are running real high right now. And it's because there's some, not just petty stuff, there's some serious stuff going on as well. And I'm gonna, I tried to watch a couple of the lives that were going on today. I ended up getting quite frustrating. And at some point, when I know I've had enough YouTube, I just shut it off because you don't have any idea what's going on. I walked into a chat very recently and got attacked for being there. And I was like, yesterday, what I addressed is I received 3 emails yesterday. Unfortunately, I have not received any more. 2 of them were saying that because I was, I'm from Natasha's community. So I was friendly with a lot of people over there, right? Many of which are over here, but some of them aren't. Some of them still really like Natasha, and that's their right. It's not a crime to be a subscriber of Natasha's. It's just not. So like, I was being friendly with them in one of like, not, I have not checked my email today. No, that's a lie. I checked it this morning, very, very briefly. I agree, T. Adams. I agree. I like that. But that's the thing. Like, I got these emails, and I was just talking like to somebody who I was friendly with. I was also talking to somebody who might be a little bit more controversial, but that's my right to do. I can talk to whoever I want. And it wasn't even about anybody else actually. So I got 2 emails stating that one of them from a name that I don't recognize. Actually, I don't recognize either of them, but I've been able to. And they were like, well, you're siding with Natasha now, and we can't support that. And we need to, it was like each of them both said that we're going to unsubscribe and I'm not sticking to my guns and I'm a flip-flopper. And I kind of was taken aback. And then the other one said, and the third one was somebody who I actually really like, who used to come in my chat, but, emailed me and was like, I had to unsubscribe from you because you agreed with a point, or you were in a chat that, was whatever. And I can't keep up, guys, and I'm also allowed to have an opinion. And, I'm sorry to see them go. Like, I'm sorry that somebody felt that way. But that's out of hand, my friends. That is out of hand. If you're gonna like, unsubscribe and feel like you don't support me, I'm not gonna tell you who it is, Tick Turtle Gum. Two of them, like I said, I don't know who they are. One of them, though, is somebody who I really hope comes back. But I'm not telling you who emailed me. I'm not gonna tell you guys. Just because I don't think it matters. But if that person comes in here again, maybe. But two of them I didn't even recognize. So right, where a lot of us are being accused of that stuff, and it's bizarre. Like, why can't you, I'm not speaking for you, Lindsay. I can't speak for you. But, for me to acknowledge that Natasha Cooper is a human being and that I don't want to body shame her and that I apologize for that, suddenly that means that I, am supportive of her. My stance on Natasha hasn't changed. I just noticed that, I had been hypocritical in some ways. I'm seeing behaviors that I'm calling Natasha out for, not only in myself, but in other people. And, regardless of what you think she's done to deserve what, maybe nobody else does, I don't know. For me personally, on my channel, I disagree. I think that that's not how I want to do things. So I did take a video down, and apparently that means that I'm, in cahoots with her. And I was just blown away. Like, it doesn't change how I feel about her. It just means that I don't want to go at her for reasons that are low and immature, personally, for me. Like, I like to think I'm a smart person. I mean, sometimes like my brain doesn't wire correctly and I can't utilize it. But, I don't really need to go at her for those things. There are plenty of other things that I can talk about without, calling her, I don't even like calling her fat or, stuff like that. Like, I don't like that. I'm not going to do that. But apparently because I make a decision for myself, that's a whole thing. And it's and other people, this is happening to not just me. I agree. And we can't, we have to take accountability. So here's the thing, guys. What I'm seeing a lot of is people pointing the finger at other people saying, well, if this person had done this to me, I wouldn't have done that. And it's this back and forth, and it's, it's never going to end, guys. And all I want, and I want this from Natasha, I want this from, everybody. Like, if you do something, right? If you say something on here, own it. You don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to be sorry. But just don't say that it's not happening, because it is. I see it. And other people do too. I appreciate that, Tick Turtle Gum. I do have integrity, and that's not to say that other people don't. Everybody's going to run their channel however they're going to run their channel. I also think, though, that some things have gotten out of control, and some people are, out of character. But that's just how I see it, because, I've gotten to know some people personally, and that's just how I see it. Because I like a lot of people very much, but I don't like what goes on their channel these days, because it just, I don't know, it brings me down. But yeah, it is like, hey, Spinning Kathy. But yeah, so I don't want to. I just want people to, you're right. If you dish it out, you got it, this back and forth. Like, if I'm going to come on here and talk about, I'm just looking at your comment on here. If I'm going to come on here and talk about Melissa Jade, right? And I'm going to comment on stuff that I see Melissa Jade doing that I don't like or whatever. She has every right to talk about me, or what she sees me doing. That's just how it works. That's how the drama community works. Oh, actually, yeah. Let me take a look at that, Michelle. Hold on. Let me read that. What is my opinion about hosting somebody that's not allowed? I personally, I don't have a problem with that personally. Because I'm the kind of person that I see people as human beings. And when push comes to shove, hey, Anxious for Peace, I'm doing okay tonight. I'm doing okay. I got on a little bit early, so hopefully I can go to bed a little bit early because I'm getting up a little later than I want to. I'm definitely eating a little later than I want to. I think that using your platform just to talk about things. Now, if you're having somebody up on your panel, right, and they start dragging somebody else and they start going at people or whatever, I think at that point, something's got to be done. And here's the thing, I understand that you are not responsible for what comes out of other people's mouths. And I know Natasha used to say that a lot, but here's the thing, when you have people that are like that and doing that night after night after night, at that point, you do become responsible for it because you're allowing that person who that does that. And like I said, everybody's entitled to have a bad day. And I hope my dog doesn't start barking. Oh my God, she is. Shut up. Oh, no. Molly, come on. But yeah, I don't know why she's barking. She shouldn't be. Oh, it's almost her bedtime anyway. Yep. She's frustrated because we can't walk because the sidewalks are covered in snow. Yes, exactly. So I'm I acknowledge people as human beings, even Natasha Cooper, guys, because she's a human being and she has feelings, whether you like her or not. I'm sorry, she does. But I think a lot of people don't want to see what they're doing or what their part is in it. And all I want for people to do is just acknowledge it. Like, you don't even have to be sorry. Just when somebody says, this is happening, just acknowledge it, own it. Own it. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of it. And there's more than two sides at this point. I hate saying sides. I'm so sorry about my dog, guys. I might go, oh my God, she drives me up a wall. But there's more than two sides, and I hate saying sides, but at this point I have no better word for it. There's people that, and they switch every day. So it's hard to keep up. I'm so sorry about her. I might have to see if I can get somebody to come take her out. Oh, I don't know, guys. I'm getting distracted by her. Yeah, and I think that I you can't keep up because there's just, we got to be respectful in here, guys. Let's be nice, respectful. Sometimes, but here's the other thing though. I see a lot of the time, and I'm going to use this as a point, and a lot of the time people will use your platform, right, to kind of have their own agenda. And when push comes to shove, it is your channel, your chat. And I feel like sometimes things should be handled some way else, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like if I'm talking about something, I don't want other people's stuff getting brought into it, or else it's about what we're talking about, in which case oh my God, my dog I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Of course she picks the time that I actually have a ton of people in here and people actually right, she does have feelings when she wants. That's fair. When you change friends more than you should, right? Well, and I see it happening a lot here, and I can't do that personally, but it happens. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm above that, because I can certainly see myself falling into it. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. This just isn't my first social media rodeo, and I let social media get the best of me once in my life already, and I am trying with every fiber of my being. Oh, you can hear her? You can't hear her. Okay, cool. Thank you, Caffeinated Slug. I always think that she's loud to me. And I got caught up in things, and I'm trying with every bit of myself to not do that. Because let's see. Yeah, right. I agree, Amanda. Right. So, right. I think that's a good point to make, right? And I think panels are the same way. I think sometimes panels get out of hand very, very quickly. And it's I don't think that's fair to the creator, right? So if you're going to go up on somebody's panel, or, in a chat or whatever, and you have a problem with somebody that's there, them particularly, if it's not, if it's what we're talking about and relevant, fine. Even if it does have to do with somebody in there, we can talk about that. I encourage anybody to come in here, but if you know what I mean. So I think though that, it's just, some things need to be dealt with privately, because it puts people in a weird situation a lot of the time. And I think things get right. The block button is there for a reason. Right. I choose not to block people only because I don't know. I appreciate getting called out. So yeah, she does. Molly does want to be on this. Want in on this. She does. You know, I don't mind getting called out because how am I going to grow otherwise, right? So if I'm doing something that, you know, somebody really doesn't care for, I mean, I can't, you know, if you want to address it in chat, that's fine too. But you know, feel free to email me if you don't agree with something and you feel that I should know or anything like that, because actually that's how I've kind of changed the way I look at things. Because somebody has emailed me and said that, you know, you did this and you know, have you ever thought about it this way? That's all. That's all. I'm not sure, AJ. I'm not sure. Sometimes I feel like I say the same things. Oh, the speak to text. Yes, I have seen that happen though. Missing in life. I have seen some disasters happen that way with the talk to text. I saw somebody recently get into a huge fight on here in somebody's chat, and I forget whose, because of a talk to text that went horribly wrong. But yeah, if you want to email me and like I say something and you have a different view on it that I should look at, I want to know. I want to know because a lot of the time I haven't thought about things that way. And I have changed how I've done things on here because of it. Not because I'm like bending to what people want, but because they were right. They were right. I would avoid open panels as well. Because I think that they do. Well, you know, they do. They can get out of hand. Planned ones, fine. And I would love to do some of those going forward. Like I said, you know, when I do some like true crime or weird, true and freaky stuff or like unsolved mystery type stuff, I know that there are things that you guys know that I'm not as well versed in, and I would love to have some conversations about that. But when it comes to like, you know, the drama aspect of it, and here's the thing, guys, the reason I talk about drama is because I'm a creator, but I'm also a part of this community. I've been a part of this community for a year, right? And a lot of you are people that I've known for months now and interacted with. Some of you are probably still under an alt, and maybe we don't realize I'm talking to somebody that I used to talk to. I'm also still under my alt, but not because I care anymore. It's just because I've just become BeePlus at this point, and I'm gonna make it work. You know, the Hive, bees, we're gonna make it work. But I think a lot of times, a lot of us are just friends. And I think it's true though. A lot of people are afraid to chat in some communities. You know, I definitely got eaten alive in some chats, not, you know, elsewhere. And I definitely didn't go back there. But, you know, with these difficult times, right? You know, we're all looking for a place to connect. A lot of us aren't getting out the way that we used to. A lot of us, you know, are kind of stuck at home sometimes, a lot more than maybe we used to because we have to work from home or so on and so forth. And it's crazy because, you know, people just want to talk and connect. And like I said, I was just talking to an old friend who was, who happens to still be a Natasha subscriber supporter, right? And that's their right to. Like, they don't agree with everything that I say either, and they tell me so. But, you know, if they prefer Natasha's community, that's you know, that's fine. But just because I was talking to them friendly, like, that means that I'm, you know, it got taken out of context. And I also don't like that, you know, you guys are being, you know, if you want to take a screen grab of me talking, fine. But when, you know, there are subs chatting, like, I hate the fact that, you know, I have to say, be careful, you know, of what you type, because there's always a chance that somebody's going to screenshot it. I don't understand that. I know that's been happening since like the dawn of like YouTube live stuff. I know that that's not unique to us. But I don't care for it. I don't care for the behavior. And, you know, I do get sent screenshots from time to time. And, you know, a lot of the time I'm just like, you know, I think people are trying to help. But, you know, for me, you know, if somebody's talking badly about me, first of all, I don't care. Because nothing anybody says here, I know at the end of the day that I didn't do anything that, you know, is anything that I am ashamed of on here. So I'm not worried about that. But at the same, also, like, I don't want to read it. I just don't care. Like, if people want to talk badly about me, that's fine. I've been nothing but kind and respectful to people, and I know that. Let's see. Yeah, oh, you have more of a life during, well, I'm glad you do. I think, yeah, everybody is, hold on, I'm trying to read. Yeah, right. Everything that you put on here, I think people need to realize that there's a chance. Never say anything in private that, you know, you don't want to become public at some point, because that's how things are going. And I really hate having to say that, but it's true. It's true. because you never know. You never know. And, you just got to be careful. And I've had to really remember that, because I'm like the queen of oversharing things, and I'm the queen of just trusting way too many people that I definitely shouldn't. But that's how I got, I had a pretty large platform on Instagram. I had almost 129,000 followers, and I got taken down over behind the scenes stuff, and never again. I mean, I see things for what they are most of the time, not always. But I really try, because there are people that just go community to community, or, channel to channel, and they just want to, cause issues. And I don't know what their motive is for that. I don't know if like they get off on that from some weird way, or if I really don't know. Yes, it was awful. And it was really bad. It was all because I didn't, because I had, for lack of a better word, mods, but they were more people that were helping me, because I couldn't do it on my own once it got that big. And there was a guy that I had, because I had to give my password and everything to them so they could spend the day dealing with the Instagram. And he was using it like my brand, behind my name, as to pick up ladies. And I didn't like it. I gave him a warning. I said, could you please stop doing that, because it's unprofessional? And he continued. So I changed the password, and he did everything in his power to take me down, and he did. And never again. So I'm hesitant to let anybody into my circle. Important. Yes. I agree with you very much there, Christy Love. Yeah. Nothing ever stays private. And it sucks that we have to have that conversation with our children. It sucks that we have to have that conversation at all. But unfortunately, it's the reality, Caffeinated Slug. And, everybody just needs to be very, very careful. Yeah. So no, I mean, I was heartbroken when it happened, but then, and I tried to get it back, but good luck getting a hold of somebody on Instagram. And like in the grand scheme of things, that might sound like a big number to some of us, but there are people that have millions. So, it wasn't anything crazy, that they would need to be concerned with. And at a point I kind of just was like, I enjoyed not having to deal with it anymore. What I didn't like, though, is that I was, I still have the community I built for that on Facebook, because I had it on different platforms, and it still grows. I haven't posted it in almost 5 years, and it still is growing. And I don't understand why. I have several thousand subscribers or followers or whatever they're called on that, and I don't understand it, because I don't post anything. I never even really tried to build that one. But that's the thing. There are going to be people that just want to take you down. And I think a lot of times people say people are being paranoid, or, creators are being paranoid. But the problem is that a lot of the time that it's very warranted. And, it's one thing if it's behind the scenes stuff, but it's another if people are going real life, and people are right. Some people just want to stir up trouble. Absolutely. And they do. And, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if things are just behind the scenes stuff. I mean, that hurts. It hurts to get stabbed in the back. It hurts to find out that people you thought were your friends were talking about you. I had to find that out on here. Just because I don't talk about it doesn't mean I don't know. And that was hurtful. I was very hurt by that, honestly. Oh, you sent me an email? Okay. I will check that afterwards. Like I said, I came on here early to look at my emails and my computer decided to do one of its updates. So I had to restart it. And then I looked at the clock, and I'm like, I see people are in here already, and I don't like to keep my audience waiting. I do that way too much. So, people like to get close to, but yeah, people do that on purpose. They try to get close to a creator. They try to kind of weasel their way in and get close, and maybe get some, I don't know, for lack of a better word, trade secrets. And then they go and do an exposing video if they're trying to do their own channel, or they go to that creator immediately. And it's sneaky. And I hate that. I don't have any time for liars and sneaky people, and, people that just don't have anyone's best interest but themselves. And I don't think it's fair. And a lot of people, I know many of the creators that I see in here have had to deal with somebody like that. I know that for a fact. And it hurts, because a lot of the time we feel that those people are our friends. At least I do. I don't have a whole lot of a social life these days. So, for me, this is basically the most talking I've done to anybody since I lost my job, I guess. So, but and I've considered a lot of you guys as close of a friend as I could for on the internet. You're right. Yeah, I don't think that, and a lot of the time I think people act on emotion, but see, like the thing for me, and I know it's not popular, and I know that some people would love it if I came on here and just was aggressive and like, angry and, uh, I know that, but at the same time, I have a temper. I definitely have a temper. I could come on here and do that very, very easily, but I would end up saying things that I don't mean. And I don't want to do that because at the end of the day, I don't dislike anybody. I don't care for Natasha Cooper. I mean, but other than that, I don't like what some people are doing. Okay. I don't like what some people are doing right now, but I like them as people. And I know that I don't know what's going on with that. They're good people. And I don't know what the issue is and why things have escalated. Oh my God, I just was looking at something I was trying to read, and where is it? Yeah, some people do look out for you. Yes. And some people just enjoy the free entertainment. And they know that they can get a reaction onto somebody, right? So they watch and they try to see what really makes some of the creators tick or another sub tick, and then they purposely go at it. Right. If I'm angry, I have pushed lives back because I'm angry and I know I'm going to come on here and I'm going to be aggressive and I'm going to yell and scream, and not scream, but I'm not going to look very good. It's not going to make me look like an adult because I can. And a lot of the time I can be very petty. So I get over it very quickly. But I always like to be careful about how I say things and, even what I say, because I do. Well, how I look at things is I take names and I take friendships. I take it all out and I look at the behaviors. And then if I add names, I'm like, you know what? Like, I know this person and I know that this isn't who they are as a person, what it's become. And I can't, I get over it. Some stuff is super petty. Like, I didn't like a tone of voice or, stupid stuff. And I'm not going to bring that on here because I make myself look stupid ranting and raving about the fact that I didn't like somebody's tone of voice. My whole thing was, don't look at me in that tone of voice. I always used to say that. Yeah, I think that would be great too. To an extent, like I said, for me personally, I'm not going to go low with that. I don't want to body shame anybody because, she kind of had a good point. I think it was yesterday. Like, we don't know how many subs are, overweight, or that might be, I don't know. I don't really want to make anybody uncomfortable or upset. And, maybe some people don't say it, but I think that that's one of those things that could, bother people. And people do need to see how others are affected. You don't know who's behind these computer screens, right? And people are really good at putting their, if you're on social media, people are going to put their best foot forward. Like when people look at Instagram, that's a whole issue that our kids are having with social media, because they see, other people just posting like the good life stuff. They're not posting about their problems. And then they feel bad about themselves because they feel like, why don't I have that? Why am I not like that? And, that's what we do on social media. You're going to go on like my Instagram or whatever, and you're not going to see anything about my personal problems. Why would I want to post that? So people come on here like that, but you don't know what people are dealing with in their personal life. You just don't. Yeah, I have some words about that, Skeptical. I do, actually. Thank you for reminding me, because I was going to make some comments about that. Thank you for reminding me. That was another thing that I was very, very, very unhappy about today. And I will talk about it. So we're going to talk about that now. We're going to talk about that now. Yep, we are. We are going to talk about that. So today, I believe it was the end of towards the end of Natasha's live, she went on this little tirade. It was towards Jess, or Granny's Watching, and it was about addiction and her saying it's a choice, and all sorts of things like that. And you know what, I didn't like that, right? That I don't, because personally for me, and you're welcome to disagree with me, but I don't believe that addiction is a choice. I believe that addiction is much more complicated than that. It's not about just choosing something you don't understand, or else you've lived it or have somebody close that's gone through it. And that's just a low blow. I didn't like that at all. And I was like, immediately, I was like, are you serious right now? Out of all the things that you could say about somebody, I didn't agree with that. I thought that was wrong. I think it's wrong to talk about that in term, and also in right, addiction is a disease. It is. I'm sorry. Like, that's how I see things. I'm sorry. I don't talk about my personal life here, but I could, but I choose not to, because that's not what I want to talk about on here. But or else, like, you've gone through it, or you have somebody very close to you, it's more complicated. It's not a choice. Like, I was adopted, right? My parents, my biological parents, were drug addicts. I was an emergency C-section because I was dying pretty much. My mom chose drugs over me when the entire time she was pregnant with me. She didn't get any prenatal care. And I was 4 pounds. And I was really, really sick when I was born. And, I don't blame her for that, because when you're in an active addiction, it's not that simple of just choosing. Some people are able to do that, but it's so much more, right? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad that you reminded me of that. I forget. Oh my God, I forget everybody's name, but thank you for coming in here reminding me, because Skeptical, I really wanted to talk about that, and I completely forgot it. Right. I heard the Dippity do, and I am really against that. That really bothered me. That really pissed me off. No, no, because or else, no. And she's like, well, my kids would never become addicted. You don't know who's going to get addicted to things. I'm sorry. It touches every demographic, every race, everything, every class. Like, there is no face to addiction, and you don't know. Like, just the way it was the way she said it. You just don't know, and it just really bothered me. And yeah, right. And she does have addictive tendencies. Like, she goes and, she gambling. Let's look at that gambling. I'm skeptical to say eating, because I don't know much of it, but I know a lot of people also see it. Right. Addiction does not discriminate. It doesn't. It just doesn't, guys. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. And if you think that it does, then you think it's just, a problem of a certain group of people. You couldn't be further from the truth. And people do need to shut up about people's children and their parenting, because you don't know. None of you know. I'm sorry. I'm not yelling at anybody in this chat in particular, but people, you don't know shit about that stuff. That should be off limits. All right. And that is why I don't even mention my family on here. There are a lot of people in recovery in this community. There are. Yep. There are. A lot. And, it was personal to me as well. I've had an interesting life. I talk about, I was in these programs for troubled teens, and, I've had my struggles in my life. I've taken the past 4 years or so to really, really get myself together, but she does need to educate herself, because the way she said that, she just sounded so ignorant. And I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, lately, I've been just trying to look at it objectively, but there's no way around saying that was wrong. It was wrong. I don't care if you like Jess or if you don't. It's wrong to say that. It was just really gross, actually, in my opinion. And apparently in a lot of your opinions. So, I'm not alone here. Right. There are lots of doctors, teachers, law enforcement, lawyers that are addicts. And yes. Yep. And some people, for a long time can be functional, because, it really depends on the situation and the circumstances. But, ultimately, it can get out of, yeah, you guys know. I mean, I've seen it in my, I don't want to talk about my personal life in here, but right. Anybody can become an addict. Anybody. You want to know how many people I know that, have, died? Some of them died. Yes. Some of them have died. Because it's unfortunately really, really common right now. But, people that, maybe were on, pain medicine for, surgery, let's say, they were overprescribing that for quite some time. And it led a lot of people my age, in my demographic, my group, for any injury that they had, they were just thrown. I went to the hospital once for a sore throat, and they gave me Vicodin with 3 refills on it back in the early 2000s. So a lot of people ended up from there going on. It doesn't have a face, guys. It can happen to anybody. Right. And I just I didn't like that. I'm glad that you reminded me of that, because I did want to speak on that. And Jessica Lynn did not deserve to have her children brought up at all, especially in that context. That was gross. Yeah, right. and like I said, I've been to programs, and you'd be surprised the people that are in there. You'd be surprised. Right. Oh, good for you, replay crew. Good for you. I know how hard it is. Yes, Somerville, Mass. Yep, there is a documentary. Yep. Yep. That's awesome. Congratulations. I know how hard that is. But yeah, this is the biggest chat that I've had. So thank you guys so much. Yeah. And just because, and I'm a firm believer, because like I said, my birth mom, picked drugs, over taking care of me. But when you're in active addiction, it's not that simple. It's not a choice to, it's not that simple. And to say that it is just, it doesn't mean that anybody loves their child any less. My birth mom loves me very much. And you know what? She's a brave woman for putting me up for adoption. I'll tell you that. But she did, I can't stand it. I can't stand it because nobody knows anybody's circumstances. As long as children have been cared for and are loved, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. So what if, your children were, your parents took care of them for a short amount of time. So what? They were loved and cared for. And, you're part of their life now or for whatever. You know what I mean, guys? It's stupid. It's stupid. And I didn't like that. I wasn't watching the chat, but I can imagine that the chat was really nasty and fed into that too. I was not watching the chat at that point, but I could just imagine how bad it was. Yeah, right. I think that it was the bravest thing that, it was very brave of her. And I respect her for that because she knew that at that time she couldn't take care of me. I was very sick. I was born addicted. And it was, and I just think that was, we don't need to comment on stuff like that to get at each other. And that's like the lowest of the low. Yeah. Well, it is hard and it's an ongoing thing. Like, that it's not something that, is ever not going to be an issue in some way. Sometimes it's hard, and guys, people in recovery or, who are sober, they're some of the strongest people on this planet. Let me tell you. And, people can disagree with me on that, but until you've lived it, you don't know. So, that's my little rant on that. And yeah, she did. And I respect her very much for that. And we have a relationship now, me and my, biological mom, and she's sober now. She has been for quite some time and she's actually doing really great. And it took some time though. When she was in active addiction, you can't just, some people, they just can't, just stop. And it took her a lot of time to really, really, put that to get there, I'm not, yeah, I know you guys know. I know that you guys know. And people's custody status, that doesn't mean anything either, guys. Sometimes you go through like either medical problems or, personal problems. And as long as your child is loved and cared for, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And, on top of that, though, as long as, a lot of, I'm just using Jessica Lynn because that's who was talking about. She's a big part. She is like, she's a really great mom. She's a part of her children's lives. She clearly loves them very much. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Yeah, I don't blame you, Nana T. I would have too. When I heard that, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. That is not at all okay. But to say that about her children is just unacceptable and disgusting. And I'm glad that, she did something about that. I'm glad because I was taken aback. Yeah, food is an addiction for many. Yes, I agree. Yep. And if she, if that's to be avoided, I just think it's a low blow to get into anybody's addiction per se, especially when it comes to parenting. Like, if I'm going to talk about her gambling addiction, right, which I perceive her to have one, that's in my opinion, though. I can't prove that. But in my opinion, from the behaviors I have seen publicly, I feel that way. I'm not going to bring her parenting into it. I'm not going to say that she can't parent because of that or that she chose it. I would never say that. Never, ever. First of all, because, I just don't think it's right. I just don't think it's right because you don't know anything. She's never satisfied with just one of anything. That's true. And I think, like I said, the dopamine receptors that go off. I have somebody who's going to be coming on to talk about gambling addiction. because like I said, they're not a part of any community on here. And the only like experience they've had with that is watching, I just like watch this and tell me what you think. I didn't say that I didn't like the person. I didn't say anything about that. Right. Custody arrangement. Right. And, it's been a few creators that people are going at about that. It really is. And that's why I don't talk about anything about mine. Because it just seems to be weaponized, which is, the most disgusting. That's as low as like fat shaming. Like, come on. Like, if it's not okay to fat shame, it shouldn't be okay to shame like that. But she thinks it's a choice. So, sometimes you can't argue with that. I'm going to argue with it, but if, she's just going to see it that way. Yeah, the behaviorals of it. Yeah. Scrolling through the tubes. You're right. Right. We do, Nightmare. That's it. That's absolutely correct. And it's going to be the same dopamine receptors that light up, whether it be the shopping or the gambling. Right. Yeah. It's because people know that that's a knife to the heart. It is. And that's, that's a low blow. It's a low blow. And, people know it. And it's just, I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree. People shouldn't be talking about people's children. And you know what, to be fair, and I'm going to say this right now. And I try not to even mention, her adult children, because I don't want to. That's not my business or my place. I don't care about that, but here's what I'm going to do. Here's my resolution. All right. I'm not even going to talk. I'm never going to mention, I actually don't talk about her niece ever, but I'm going to make sure that never happens again. I won't mention it. And I wish people would do the same and not mention somebody's parenting or children. I will do that. I will not mention people's parenting or children from here on out. If I do, come at me and hold me accountable, but I'm not going to do it. I really hope other people can do the same, because just come at the person. Like, I'm the one on here, not my children. I'm the one on here. So come at me. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Lindsay. I know there's a lot of hurt in this community too, because people they weaponize things that they shouldn't, I didn't like how Lindsay was treated. I didn't like how that situation went down. I thought that was really gross too. And poison ivy, absolutely. Children should be off limits no matter what. And honestly, I don't even care if they're adults. If they're not complicit in it, that can be proven without a doubt, that you've seen it. Or I don't know, they're on YouTube and doing someone, I don't know. You know what I mean, guys? So I don't think anybody should have shouldn't do that. You want to come at me, please come at me, come at me, because I'm the one on here. I'm the one speaking. It's me. I haven't been to Target in a while either. But I don't know if I would say I have a Target addiction, but I think that's valid. Yeah, children should never be ever. And I know I'm just saying that over and over and over again because I feel that I have to. But a lot of the time there are people's personal situations that get, people talk about, and it gets weaponized. And, when there's guys, like, if you've ever had a family member who's dealing with a serious medical issue or even a mental health issue, or you are yourself, it's hard enough to like navigate how to get help for things or programs that can help you on the best of times. And, when you're really dealing with, an emergency, it's even harder. So, if somebody, that's what crowdfunding was supposed to be. It's supposed to be to raise money to help people during those times. So I don't understand why what Lindsay did was using it incorrectly when, others are doing that. You know what I mean, guys? Because, she was using it the way it was created to be. And if you don't want to donate, then just don't donate. It's that simple. And the same could be said about Natasha. If you don't want to donate, then don't donate. But the difference is that, it's not like a medical thing. You know what I mean, guys? It feels different. It hits different. And I don't like it. Why? It takes so much humility to even ask for help. Like, on my bottom of my thing here, like, my cat needs extensive dental surgery and they want the money up front, and I can't do payment plans. And if you want to try and get into like, a lower cost vet, good luck. And he's having a hard time eating. So, I grappled in my head about even putting that up there because I feel so uncomfortable doing it. But, I'm not monetized. So I figured I would. And, thank you so much to those who have, even to, anything helps, guys. I really appreciate it. But that's what it's used for, right? So, I don't know why people are being shamed about, asking for something every once in a while. It's not like Lindsay certainly doesn't have a PayPal pool pinned at the top of her chat. Yeah, I am, yeah, he needs a bunch of teeth pulled and some other work done, and the total for the estimate is almost $900. And I know that some people were like, don't talk about your financial situation, but I lost my main source of income very recently. I'm a full-time grad student, so that's not like a small chunk of change for me right now. And right, I don't think there is, and I don't think there's any shame in asking for for help with like medical stuff either, doing like, these PayPal pools over and over and over again for things that are silly, I don't agree with. I think that that's relatively insulting, actually, especially when you're going to talk about people who are using it in the correct way. Yeah, vets are expensive. And like I said, I was going to try to get him into like a lower cost one, but because of the pandemic and stuff, like the wait list is insane, and he can't eat dry food anymore. I mean, he's eating like some wet food, but even that is bothering him now. And I want to get him in as soon as possible because he's my baby and I don't want him to be uncomfortable. But it makes me uncomfortable to even do this. I understand that everybody does it, but I don't know. I think everybody's I think most people are uncomfortable doing it, but here's the thing, like, if you're going to go watch a movie, you pay for a ticket, right? If you're going to like go to, is Redbox even still a thing? Or like, Blockbuster's definitely not, but if you're going to do that, you're going to pay for that, or, for cable, or if, like anything like that. And, this is entertainment. So if you want to, I'm trying to see it that way. Especially if you're not monetized. Because if you're not monetized, you're on here talking and I don't expect anything from anybody. I don't want to. But at the same time, I think that, yeah, right. I'm certainly like I said, the only thing that I'm doing right now is I have like my, what is it? Oh God, that's the word, freelance work that I do for social media management. But, I'd be embarrassed to tell you what I bring in. Yeah, I would pay for respectful chat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. So, I mean, vet bills are nuts. And I have like insurance on one of my animals, but my cat, he's never had, I mean, he has asthma, but like, it's not like that big a deal. So he's never had significant health issues. And we didn't even know that he was, he'd been losing a little bit of weight, but I had no clue there was anything wrong until we, brought him for his checkup. And they were like, he needs many teeth removed, like several teeth. And he's got cavities, I guess. I didn't know that was a thing. And I asked, I'm like, did I do something wrong? Is this something I could have prevented? And they were like, no, some of it's just genetic. And some breeds are more prone to it. And he's at least half Somali. His mom is a Somali, which is a long-haired Abyssinian. Yeah. I don't like that either. Scrolling through the tubes. That's a good point. It's really true. I suggest insurance too, Navigator. I'm learning that the hard way. One of mine has it because she had some really bad stomach issues when she was little. But yeah, I don't like that either, especially when it's something like the mental health fund. When you're, saying things like dragging somebody's parenting when they were in active addiction or whatever, like, I don't know how that's not, really messing with somebody's mental health, but I don't know. I guess I don't think like, not everybody thinks like most of us do, I guess. But that's what I don't like either. And it's over and over and over again. Like if she was sick and she wanted to do a fundraiser for, when she was trying to get through COVID, like let's just take out everything else then. I wouldn't have an issue with that. But it's these PayPal pools for stuff that doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, when she's monetized and gets super chats too. But I think that's an entirely other argument. But I think most of us feel the same way. Yeah, sticks are limited in my house. All right, Blues Girl, thank you for stopping by. I also like the fact that there are people from all communities in here getting along and being, paying other creators for bribes. Oh, is his name Puffer? That's a great name. I love it. Yeah, animals are my weak spot too. I have far too many. And here's the thing, like usually like my parents will help if I need it, but you know, I don't like asking them for things. And you know, if you have to know my mom to appreciate her, but her response to that is, well, you have too many animals, you should consider rehoming. And I can't. Like, these are my babies. I've had most of them since they were babies, like literal babies. Like Chicory, like I know this is a weird story, and you know, somebody's going to maybe clip it someday and make it something weirder than it is. But Chicory literally thinks I'm his mama. Like, you know, there was one time that he was, I don't know why I'm saying this publicly. I probably shouldn't. You know what? I'm not going to say it. I think I already said this in one point, but he was, you know, yeah, he thinks I'm his mama. I don't know if he thinks I'm a cat or if he thinks he's a person. I haven't figured that out yet. But he's like the sweetest cat on the planet. My other cats are sweet too, but he is something very, very special. And I don't like seeing him not be able to eat, you know, it sucks. And my mom's just like, I'm not rehoming my animals. It's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. Yeah, he was caffeinated slug. You guessed it right. What I have a hard time explaining about that though is like how it happened in the first place. And I will answer that. It's because I had just gotten out of the shower. I went into my room, right? And you know, I had my towel on and he was being really cute. So I kind of like laid down next to him to pet him. And that's how that happened. Do you guys want to see pictures of my pets? You do. I know you do. So I'm going to show you guys pictures of my pets because I made a couple little videos. So before I go on, we're going to play it. This is all of them, I think. Hold on. Here you go. Yeah, those are my pets. And I'm going to play one more for you guys. And one of them, if you see the video, it's me trying to teach Molly to dance because she's really, really smart. And she knows a bunch of commands. So I'm going to play the other one too. I know. I can't help it. Okay. Sorry. Had to share. I uploaded those pictures. So, yep. Oh, I can't replay crew. Oh, I can. Oh my God, that's his face. He's so cute. He actually looks like my aunt's dog, BB. From like the small part that I can see. Oh, and Nana T, I think a lot of people here have their dogs. Oh, Anxious for Peace, you do too. Are those same? No, those are those Australian Shepherds? I think they are, or border. I don't know what they are, but they look cute. Do I? Yeah, I get, yeah, the animals are better than, well, they do. I think animals are better than humans, but they also make us better people. I think, I encourage a lot of people that, are on here, being ridiculous, that, maybe get a pet, because, they're good things, Yeah, I love my animals. But I'm really glad, actually, I'm glad a lot of you came in here because you guys kind of kept me on topic and you kind of kept me, I appreciate it. And I'm glad to see some of the people that I'm seeing in here because I know that some of the stuff I say could get taken in a way that I don't mean it. And that's my biggest fear because I don't mean it in a bad way because I don't have an issue with any creator. In fact, I've spoken to most of them privately and I like them very much. I know they're good people. There's some really, really good people, both creators and subs in this community that I really, really like. I love Shih Tzus. Oh my God. Don't Shih Tzus have more personality than they should? There's this, I used to work kind of in the pet industry and there was this one named Babe that used to come in that was so sassy. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, Poison Ivy. that's like, I don't want to think about that. Oh, I know it's going to happen eventually. I mean, none of us, it's the thing about life. None of us get out of it alive, but it's still something I don't want to think about. That's so sad. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, replay crew. I've been trying to got on here earlier, but I've been getting up late because I'm staying up late here. Like, before I started doing YouTube, I would be lying if I said that my bedtime wasn't at 9 o'clock. So I also take in stray cats. So my Domino is a feral. I don't know if you saw that he has a clipped ear. And that's what they do with trap and release cats here. So animal control doesn't pick him up. Apparently it's very humane. I don't know. He had it before. But it took us a year to get him to warm up, but now he lives in the basement. He lets me pet him. He purrs and purrs and purrs. But he wouldn't even, like, if I would put food out, I would have to go inside before he would even feel safe enough to approach. And now he's like on my lap. So 2 rabbits and a dog. And guinea pigs, 6 guinea pigs. Wow. Okay. I had 2 guinea pigs growing up. Yeah, right. Thank you for saying that, because a lot of people are like, why would you cut part of his ear off? And like, first of all, I didn't do it, but it's so animal control knows that they're feral and to not pick them up, because a lot of the time when these stray cats get picked up, at least where I live, they end up getting put down, especially if they don't have a personality that's very friendly. And that's just how it is. So this is saying, this cat lives outside. It's fine. Just leave it. It's been caught and vaccinated once, but I had a hamster. And I always say I lost it in the divorce, but it wasn't a divorce. It was a guy I broke up with in college. But it was my hamster. His name is Squishy, and he ended up taking Squishy, and I never found out what happened to Squishy. Oh, see, I like that you guys all have pets. I like that. The only one that doesn't have any pets, and I have to always comment on, Natasha Cooper doesn't like animals, and I don't understand that, guys. Like, who doesn't love animals? Yeah, never let an animal live in misery. I agree. And I've had to see that. Like, when an animal's suffering, you kind of know when it's time. I think sometimes people try to keep their animals, around longer than they should because they love them so much. But this isn't really what I wanted to talk about on here, but it's true. It's a good point. Yeah, unlike dog's ears. Right. That's the difference. Because people usually associate it with different things. I agree, cleaning up litter. Pets make people better humans. They make me a better person. After my injury, after my accident, with my back the way it was, I was kind of struggling to find, I don't know, my work was always my identity. And, when I wasn't able to do that, I had to relearn how to live my entire life. First of all, with, a disability. I don't like using that word for myself, but, it is what it is. And there's no shame in it. Because I like literally broke my back. But, yeah, so I was looking for, and, Molly was the challenge. I didn't know I needed or wanted, but she kind of, she got me out and moving. I had to get up. I had to get up every day and go and take her out. It got me up and moving is what I'm trying to say. So it was good for me. And then I started fostering dogs, and then I foster failed with Traveler, and I've always had cats. I've had cats since I got my first apartment. Paolo's 10 now. Yeah, I don't believe that either. That story sounds really, really strange to me. Yeah, and those are slow moving. Like, how does that even happen? Because I can't figure it out. And when I heard that, I was like, make that make sense. But oh yeah, Navigator, it is. Yeah, see, I love animals so much. If I could have more cats, like if I ever won the lottery, or like, if I was to behave like some people on the platform and, make PayPal pools all the time, I would do it so I could, start Emma's Home for Wayward Kitties. And it would just be a whole, like, utopia for cats. That's what I would do with that money. Once I made sure that my family was cared for life, and, all of that, if I won several million, like hundreds of millions, that would be my next thing. Yeah. Oh, what's everybody's dog's name? Some of you are sharing the names. I have so many. Oh yeah, please swap the picture. I love that you're able to do that. I used to do that too. He knows. Yeah, dogs are amazing. Like the things that they're able to learn, and do for a human is really awesome. So they have 4 different RVs filled with cats. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, my sister called me. I had an aunt that had like an obscene amount of cats for a while, and after a divorce, and I think that might have been how she coped. And my sister had the nerve to compare me to her. I'm like, I only have 3 cats, and one of them is outside most of the time. My house doesn't smell like cat pee. Like, no. Yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, is yours a Southern Rescue too, Rody Gal? Because most dogs up here are Apache, and I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's unique. I like it though. Johnny, Kelly, and Blue. I love the name Blue. Our neighbors have an Aussie Shepherd named Blue. And I have, mine are Molly and Traveler. And then the cats are Domino, Paolo, and Chicory. Oh, the guinea pigs have names: Penelope, Mercedes, Eleanor. I love Eleanor. My cat that passed away several years ago was Eleanor. Ellie, Juno, Babbitt, Lennon. Oh, those are good names. I like it. Casey and Bella. Yes. Oh, how cute. I love animals, guys. I'm glad that oh, really? From Puerto Rico? Yeah, there's a couple of those. Like I said, I used to work in the. Yes, you did poison ivy. Oh, how cute. I can barely see, but what I can see is really adorable. Oh, I can see that. I was working in like the pet industry, so the company I was working for, it was like but they chose not to do business in the U.S. anymore. But it was like a small chain of and they weren't everywhere, of like boutique kind of higher end pet store. But they had like this self-serve dog wash that you could have, like bring your dogs into, and some of the dogs that I would meet there were just so sweet. A lot of them would just pee on everything, but I still. Oh, okay. I'm glad to see new people. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Is it V Gutierrez? Yes, that's it. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I can see him. My eyesight is going. Because I know a lot of people watch me, and they a lot of people just don't hop in the chat, and I'm seeing a lot of new names today, and that I love it. I love it. Do you have any pets yourself, or I mean, who doesn't like pet content? I mean, come on. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like seeing pictures of dogs and kitties? You had 3 cats. Yeah, right. No, I agree. I've been forbidden from putting food out again. Because we've rescued a few. We've, the humane trap and release. And there was one named Olaf that about a year ago we got, and was able to find him a home. And that woman and I are still friends on Facebook. So, I still get updates and pictures of him. And he's adorable. He's, and he was really sick when he came here, and he was thin, skin and bones. He wouldn't have made it much longer if he had been left outside. Like he was on death's door. And it was heartbreaking, but he's like a big fat kitty now. And I named him Olaf, and they kept his name. So 115 pounds. Jeez. Okay. I thought my dog was big. Yeah. And don't they always think they're lap dogs? 27 more. Awesome. Guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Like, my first goal right now is to get my community tab so I can interact with you guys a little more, because that way I can keep you guys posted on what's going on, like, what you want to see. We can get to know each other. You can call me out if you want to. I won't delete it because I encourage it. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We're going to do some cool things here. I tend to be fairly neutral as much as I can. And I really, really try to do things, in a way that I'm comfortable doing. I think we have a really chill chat here. This chat isn't like crazy or doesn't speed by. I mean, I also don't. I'm a small channel. So that's the thing, guys. Like, if creators aren't seeing you in chat, it's not because they're like ignoring you on purpose. It's because once you have a big channel, the chat really does go by quite fast. And I don't think anybody intends to ignore anybody. But the bigger you get, the harder it is to keep up. I've noticed that. Not that, I'm not an enormous channel, but I love my cats too, Kellyanne. I really do. My cats are my world. I'm a cat person. Like, you haven't had to sting anybody. Yeah, see, I'm making this bee thing work. And the reason I did BeePlus, right, is you know, I wanted to go in Granny's chat, and it was in November, and I don't know, I didn't think I was going to be that well received because I had said some mean things to some people, or you know what I consider mean anyway, and you know, so I was also looking at my grades because I'm in grad school, and one of them was BeePlus, so I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do that, and 44 was because it was my old name, but you know, halved because my old one ended in 88. So I appreciate that, Cheryl. Yeah, I mean, I thank you, replay crew. Yeah, like I said, guys, I'm not always gonna say things that you're going to agree with all the time but I just want you guys all to know that, you know, the people, if I have to say, I want you to know I like people, like there are no creators that I don't really like. Most of them that I've spoken to privately, I like as people. They're good people, genuinely. I just think some stuff has gotten out of control, and I don't think it's entirely anybody's fault, but they're good. Everyone's good people, except for, I don't care for Natasha. I'm sorry. I just don't. But I also don't talk to that many creators. Like, you know, I talked to a few, not recently so much, but they're really good people here. Good subs, good creators. I just think sometimes people don't always get to see people's good side all the time, because there's a lot of emotions running high, and I don't like that that's happening. I don't think that's fair to anybody. And I think like subs and creators are being put in situations that they'd rather not be put into. And it doesn't always come off well. But that's what I want. Like, I want, you know, and that's the thing, I don't care what chat anybody else goes in. None. Zero. You know, I don't watch. I don't do any of that. Like, I don't do that. And I just, you know, the only time that I might get a little upset is if like there's somebody like really like dragging me and you're participating in that dragging. But if there's like, let's say, you know, Rody Gal has a channel, I always use her, and she's dragging me, but somebody's in the chat just talking, or just saying they agree with a point, I'm not going to take that personally. But if you're saying mean things about me, then yes, I might be a little annoyed with that, but I get over it. I don't hold grudges, really. I probably should. Oh, you had a beta fish? Augustus? I love that name. How cute. Yeah, I agree, Caffeinated Slug, on that. You remember tag me as BeePlus 40 B. Oh, yeah, no. I actually had, you know, prior. Well, Poison Ivy, nobody's done it publicly. Well, no one has dragged me. Because I don't think I give anybody a reason to. Now, I do know that people have said some, but it's over in like Natasha chat land, or people that, you know, like her a lot. But they have every right to do that. I'm speaking on her, so of course they're going to talk about me. But no, I know that there have been some things said behind the scenes. I'm not going to call anybody out because I don't care. But you know, that's all. That's all. Just because I don't talk about it doesn't mean I don't know, and it's okay. I think that's normal here. I think that happens all the time. No, I'm not. I am not even referring to her at all. No. No. Like I said, it was in more Natasha-ish. Oh well. Do you mean that like, yeah, I mean, because I understand that well, no, I'm not talking about I'm trying to be clear. Okay. It's more Natasha people, right? It's not anybody over here. I've never seen anything about me in Granny's Watching or anywhere else, actually. Because you guys are all in here, and I think I try to give everybody a fair chance. I try to be nice to everybody because, you know, I like everybody very much. Yeah, she does drag us all. Yes, she does. Yeah, it does. It does, because they don't like a lot of us very much. And I mean, I understand. I don't hold it against them. But that's the thing, guys. Like, you know, just because I don't like something that I'm seeing somewhere doesn't mean I don't like them as a person. It really doesn't. Because I like a lot of people very, very, very much. I just don't like how everything's gotten. Right? Isn't this thank you for saying that, Poison Ivy. Thank you. It is the meanest group. It really is. And it's gotten to the point where, like, subs can't go places, or, you know, even if they voice, you know, in Natasha's, if you voice an opinion in there, half the time, if you don't get blocked, you certainly don't get a warm welcome. If you have been, you know, seen over here or a big part of a channel. And I don't really like that, because a lot of the times, you know, some people go over there to troll. Yes, some people do. But sometimes people are just over there because, you know, they know somebody there, or they want to hear a different side of thing, I guess. You know what I mean? And, you know, somebody that I know, you know, I don't want to bring like attention to them, but yeah, no, we weren't. I agree. I agree to the most extent on that. Yeah. I think you're right. But yeah, like I said, the person who I'm friendly with that talks to me, who's still a member over with Natasha, like, she loves Natasha. She doesn't have any desire to leave or whatever. And that's fine. You know, it doesn't mean we're not friendly, but, you know, she was seen in a different chat, not mine. And got yelled at for it by other people in that chat. And when I heard that, I was like, are you serious? Because she really, like, I mean, she super chats the woman, so I don't know what the problem is, just because she wanted to be in another chat. Yeah. You want to know whose chat I was scared to death to disagree in, guys? You want to know which one? Because this is actually the first creator I started watching lives with. Now, whether you liked her or not, was Critical K. I voiced an opinion that was different than what she said a couple times, and oh my god, like, you know, I never did it again. I'm gonna tell you that. I never ever did it again. It is an atmosphere that brings out the best and worst in people. It absolutely does. It does. And sometimes I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think that, like, you know, when people are coming at you, and, you know, like, you know, you feel that, you know, I don't know, like, people are just saying really nasty things, and you feel like people are, you know, judging your parenting, and people are, you know, coming at you at all these directions. Like, it's hard not to kind of lose it, you know. I mean, there's only so much people can take. And I recognize that for sure. You know, like I said, this isn't my first social media rodeo, and I know who I am and I know who I'm not. So, you know, are there things that might get under my skin a little? Sure, I'm human. Of course there are. But, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I'm brand new to doing this live stream stuff. So I love guinea pigs. Yeah, both of my guinea pigs died in some really, really awful ways, and those were hard to watch. Yeah, did she? I got into watching her. So I got into watching Critical K probably last February or March, and she was the first controller. Oh my god, creator that I ever really, like, was watching lives. Like, I had never had any interest in listening to lives. Like, I liked the short videos before that. I usually would just listen to, like, audiobooks and podcasts prior. But now I find myself preferring YouTube. It's weird. And the fact that people listen to me while they're like making dinner, I am like, it blows my mind. I'm so honored. Like, I never thought anybody would listen to me for any reason, but I love it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, let's see. What am I missing? Oh, yeah, there are some creators on here that I'm not even familiar with either. That are, like, you know, yes, I agree. And that was a weird situation. Like, I remember that. And then that was like the first Watts Island creator I was watching. Because I didn't care for Armchair Detective. That was the first one I had clicked on, and I couldn't get into it. So I kind of was clicking at the suggested ones, and she happened to come up. MRB happened to come up in that as well. And I can't remember. There's one other. Yeah. And there was there were some times that her like, you know, there was another author I know that wrote a book recently that had some theories about that I was like, you know, I don't know if I am comfortable, like, you know, co-signing that, but, you know, I don't know. I kind of, you know, when she started going into the Christian Androcchio case, that was when I kind of turned it off. And then next thing I knew, she wasn't on anymore. So, do I remember? I don't remember that. I probably should. Actually, you know what? Maybe I do. I think I do, actually. I think I do. I actually had completely forgotten that she, Critical K, like, dragged Natasha at one point. I forgot about that. But I saw a video come up recently with it. And I was like, oh, I completely forgot about that one. And because I was always like, I would love to see the two of them kind of go at it, because they both have like a very large personality. Let's see. Yeah, there have been some like really, really crazy events. And I haven't even gotten involved in like the Summer Wells like thing, because I've been very like, I don't agree with how that's gone down. Well, I feel like there's now a Wells Island. Oh my God, it kind of is similar. Oh no. And I feel like there's a lot of people exploiting it for all the wrong reasons. And I just don't like it. Actually, I didn't like how that was from the start. I always got bad vibes about how people were handling that. And there's a ton of drama over there too. Oh my Lord. Actually, that was like, I didn't even want to be in that community because it was so bad. But I mean, this one's gotten pretty awful too. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad to see a lot of you guys in here. I'm glad that I'm live for once, that where like there aren't like 5 or 6 other people live at the same time. I know that that's how things go, but a lot of the time I know that, like, you know, I'm not the biggest creator, but I know people watch on replay and I appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, has anyone even heard from Lynn lately? Like, I don't know if it's the same one that you're talking about there, Poison Ivy, but I haven't heard much about her. I don't know what happened with that. Good night, replay crew. Oh, you have school in 4 hours, or school run in 4 hours. Yeah, get some sleep. Yeah, definitely. Wow. I always feel like really, really run down if I don't get at least like 5 hours. Oh, I love that we're having like this guinea pig. I love guinea pigs. But yeah, I haven't heard about anything about Lynn in a while. I mean, I'm kind of curious as to how she feels about. Oh, she has an A. Oh, I find that creepy. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people really like it, and it's like all the rage. But like, I find it really creepy. Yeah, I would hope that she's kind of backing out of that, especially with, you know, Natasha associating herself with people that I don't know. I would be, but like at first she was like defending it, and I'm like, if my friend did that to me, I'm not gonna lie, I would be a little upset. Or somebody that I considered a friend did that. I don't know. I'd be like, you know, that was very selfish of you. You know, is that all I meant? You know, you just throw me out once something else comes along that you want to do. Yeah, I would hope she is. Oh, she's taking Lana to court. I thought it was the other way around. I don't know. I can't keep up with all of this, guys. I can't keep up. And there's like all this. She went to a real lawyer. Well, yeah, would hope so. That's crazy. That's crazy. No, she doesn't care about friendships. Not even a little bit. Like, you know, I didn't really care for how she handled you or Jax. You know, especially like what happened to Jax. I was like, nope. That's pretty awful to say that somebody's a friend and, you know, all of that, and go back years and then be able to just, you know, devalue somebody on the drop of a dime. Is kind of disturbing, actually. But, you know, that seems to be the, you know, and I always wonder if she's actually hurt deep down, or if not. You know, I always wonder if she's actually hurt about things, or, you know, or if she genuinely does devalue. I don't know if it's like deflection. Who did you like a lot, Poison Ivy? I'm trying to read. Do you like Lynn? I'm confused. I'm confused. Everybody likes different creators though, and I don't ever judge anybody. Yeah, I liked Lynn during the Gabby ones too, but yeah, she did get, you know what, actually, Caffeinated Slug, you have a really good point there. She did get weird. Weird. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is she hurt, or does she not even care? Like, I'm genuinely curious, because I can't figure it out. I can't tell. Either way, you know, the dragging of somebody is never appropriate. That might be just you, Michelle. I'm not sure. You liked Lynn? You know, I never minded her. I thought she brought like a professional atmosphere to things. I thought that she definitely brought like a more professional, more, I don't want to say intelligent because that's not the right word. I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say, but she did towards the end of it. It got weird. There, I forget what exactly was like kind of weird to me. What was it? Jesus. It might have been like the memories in your body. I don't know. That was weird to me. I know that some people buy into that though. I think that's what it was, that I was like, I don't know. I can't, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. But I know a lot of people were like, oh, that makes sense. So whatever. Let's see here. Yeah, there's just some crazy nonsense going on. I mean, yes, caffeinated slug. I did too. And she, here's the thing, guys, like, back when I had like an income that I did pretty well for myself with that. And, I always super chatted because I thought she paid her mods, and Lynn. But I found out that she did neither of those things. And that's usually why I would do it because, as somebody who has done social media, I had hired people to help me. So depending on how much money I brought in a month, would determine how much my, for lack of a better word, mods would get paid. Because it technically, I mean, think about it. It's a job. Like, you're taking time out of your day to do that. So, I was surprised to find out that she didn't pay her mods or Lynn, or, for that matter, considering, she would drop Lynn's like Cashapp or something occasionally, but not nearly as much as her own. Yeah. I think she sounds familiar. Like, was she on Critical K one night? As I feel like that's where I was introduced to her, and I did watch one of her videos about Watts Island. I think so. I think it was her. Whereas I think she has some good points. Like, she's clearly really smart, and she looks at things so like a little different than some people sometimes. She has some good points. But Natasha definitely interrupted her quite frequently, and I didn't like it either. I don't know why she did it for her, honestly. Like, I don't know why people want to be mods for her. Like, she seems to just not treat people very well, and I thought they were at least getting paid. But did she gain it? Yeah, I'm glad she gained some subs. I mean, if you're gonna be sitting on there and doing what she did, I would hope so. Because she certainly took a lot of time out of her day. Yes, okay. Actually, why do I always forget that? Unmasked was the first Watts Island thing. The unmasking of Nicole Kessinger. That was the first thing that I watched on here. That whole series, which is actually pretty good, guys. It's interesting. I mean, it definitely is very interesting, and it's well done. Oh, she was on AD? Oh, okay. And Mysterious Case Files. I never really watched Mysterious Case Files. I know who she is and I know what happened to her, but I never watched her or anything like that. I just know the name. Yeah, well, me neither. Because, like, look at what you have to deal with. And not only that, but you're, like, working day and night to do all the work, as far as I've been told. But, whatever works, I guess. But I think some people genuinely thought that she was like a friend, and that's what gets me. Because to find out that like you never mattered anyway, especially when you do all that work, definitely not cool. Not cool. Okay, Meg Healy, I'm glad that you're here. I like to think that I'm a little different. I mean, we're chill here. Like, we have really chill chats here. It's definitely not anything crazy. And we're not really talking about anything crazy right now. I usually get like everything that I have to say out of the way in the oh God, why is my brain not working right now? Early on in the thing, and I kind of get it all off my chest, and then I kind of, yes, well, one of my mods, please drop my new fundraiser. It's I don't even know what I would name it. I don't even know. I need to change that because I do have mods now, so I need to change that on my banner. I'm gonna do that before my next live, actually. Yeah, what should I call it? I don't know. I don't know. I had a good one in mind actually at one point that I was gonna make a joke about, but no, I completely forgot. Oh, but yeah, Meg, do you have a dog? Oh, you do? Is that a Frenchie, or please correct me if I'm wrong. Is that a Frenchie? No, maybe. I don't know. I can't see for any sense of the word. My neighbors have a really cute Frenchie. It's a really sweet dog too. Just a good dog. It's a good dog. Very obedient, very like chill, doesn't like, freak out when my dogs are freaking out at them. Yeah, I always liked that. I mean, I did. I always liked those videos a lot. Yeah, that whole series was really interesting, and I was really into the Watts case at that point. Like it was like a rabbit hole I went down. And that was like super, super informative. A cattle dog? German Shepherd. I'm confused. Are we like guessing breeds of like tiny pictures? I don't know. I'm on my computer and like the pictures like of everybody's profile pictures just as small as far as I'm concerned as it is on my phone. I was kind of hoping that it would be bigger. But actually, you know what? When I pull it up on screen, I just don't like looking at my face while I'm doing this. That's why I don't go on camera. I'm gonna go on camera soon. Like I said, it's because I'm trying to get used to talking to people, without having to look at my face, as well. It's also because I cut a lot of my hair off in November because I had grown it out for my sister's wedding and it was really damaged and I was just really fed up with it. So I cut it shorter than I think I've ever cut it in many, many years, and it doesn't look the best. So that's probably why I'm waiting for it to grow out a little bit. Because I just needed to get it. I mean, it was nice though while it was lasting. Oh my God, you have a dog named Jonathan? That's amazing. I love people names on dogs. Love it. I used to take my dogs to the dog park, and there was a couple really nice. Really, there was a Steve, and I just thought it was the cutest thing in the world. I love people names. Really? Yeah, Christy Love. I don't like my voice either, but apparently people think it's soothing and they like it. So it's kind of boosted my confidence with that. I don't like listening to it either, but I do listen to my lives afterwards because, well, I like to see how I'm speaking and I want to make sure I'm communicating. But I also hear myself going, a lot of different things that I'm going to continue saying because I can't seem to catch myself. Oh, like I said, I love Shih Tzus too. Yeah, I didn't cut my hair myself. I asked her to chop off as much as she did, but Mary, oh, I love it. Oh my God, what was the name? Oh my God, there was an Eleanor as a dog, that a little like pit bull named Eleanor that I loved. What were some of the other ones? Oh my God, I used to have a whole running list of them too because some of the names were just amazing. But yeah, I definitely cut my hair way too short. And I will not be going on camera until it is grown out because it doesn't look the best, but it feels good, I'm glad I did it. It feels so much better and it's so much easier, but it doesn't look great. So, honey badger dog. Oh, Kelly, that's so cute. Yeah, Molly came with her name too. And I was just like, you know what I wanted to name her, guys? I kind of wish I had. Like, I'm a huge King of the Hill fan. I wanted to name her Ladybird, but because she kind of looks like a ladybird. But it's Molly. And with Traveler, I wanted to name him Ichabod because he's literally like on stilts. He's got these long, awkward legs. Like whatever he's a mix of, like it shouldn't have happened. It should not have happened. He's a really funny looking thing. Yeah. Oh, it's 1 p.m. in Australia? Yeah, that's a dog named Karen. That's amazing. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Sally from the Valley. Oh, I love people names on dogs. I'm sorry, Jonathan is one of the best ones I've heard. That's awesome. Oh my God, I love that. Let's see. Yeah, I was showing off my pets, my little videos. Everyone always asks me about them. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put together some pictures because StreamYard lets you upload, 30-second videos. So yeah, my eyebrows are out of control too, Poison Ivy. The best eyebrows I've ever had in my life was after the lockdown, like in 2020, like from March to June, at least in my state. When I finally got to get them done, my eyebrows were on point, and I've never been able to have that again. I've been growing them. I haven't got my eyebrows done in several months. And I used to. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys haven't hit that thumbs up, I would appreciate that. It helps me. It's free. It's really easy. Or thumbs down if that's how you feel, which is fine too. I respect that. But thumbs up is obviously going to make me happier. Oh yeah, it's in Australia. It's summer now, right? Like, because you guys are the opposite in seasons. So I always get weirded out by that. I always forget that too. So you guys kind of have like Christmas in the summertime. That's interesting. I don't know. I always forget about that. But the bottom hemisphere. Let's see. Yours are horrible. You are too embarrassed to get them done. I wouldn't be embarrassed. I mean, mine. I survived the early 2000s with mine and overplucked them like crazy. So they don't even grow in like they used to. And I think it's hot there. Yeah. So it is summer. That's nuts. I always like that's so weird to me. That's awesome though. Like it is it hot? It gets really hot there. Oh no, thank you. I mean, actually, you know what? Actually, I don't know. I don't like extreme weather of any sort. Yeah, I haven't had any panel guests as of late or yet at all. But I do want to have panels, guys. I do. I would like to be able to do that because I want to like talk. A lot of you guys are much more well versed. Yes, overplucking. Yes. And okay, yeah. Oh well. Let's see. That's definitely what I did. If you hit thumbs down, you'll cut the type of content. Okay. I don't know anything about this here. Due to thyroid. Yeah, medical problems will also do that, I guess. Yeah, that's for sure. One of my medications made not my I had really, really thick hair and it definitely thinned it out. Not to the point where it's anything that's like noticeable, but I noticed, you know. So I mean I was self-conscious about it for a little bit, but yours tattooed on. I'm covered in tattoos. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be against that. I thought maybe I would. I don't know. I certainly do have eyebrows though. When I was younger, I had some real thick eyebrows. What was I saying here? Yeah. Yeah, we're chill here. Like I know I do want to do panels because I think a lot of you guys are more well versed on things than I am. And I'd love to talk like true crime and like weird unsolved mysteries. But I feel like to do it right, I would need someone to help keep me on track. And yes, because I am going to talk like I go in every direction. So I'd be afraid they'd be off trend. Yeah, well, you know what? It's always comes full circle, doesn't it? Like now it's like the 90s style that's coming back. And I'm like, I wish I kept my Jinko jeans at this point. I do have them. I don't fit into them anymore though. I tried them on recently because they were in the closet. I'm like, do I want to get rid of these? And I decided to keep them. Why? I don't know. Yeah, I'm covered in tattoos. I have a lot. I mean, I have my sleeve, but I've added to it since this picture. This picture is probably maybe a year old, I guess. I don't look any different except very short hair, and I finished up my sleeve. But yeah, your husband has his Jinkos. Yes, I have like 3 pairs of them, and I was considering selling them, but I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna sell them on eBay. They do go for big money. I know they do, and I was thinking about it, but I can't part with them. Yeah, let's see. Really? I never really waxed my eyebrows. I get them threaded. Yeah, they wouldn't let you pluck them. I did it. Like I actually shaved part of my eyebrows off at one point. I'm not entirely sure why. I look back at pictures and I'm like, wow, I probably, I would have been so pretty if I had just not done that to my eyebrows. Good Lord. Like, let's see. I'm trying to read here. Yeah, guys, I'm seeing a lot of stories about people overcoming some health issues, and I'm glad you guys overcame it too. That's what I'm saying though. You never know somebody's situation behind their picture and their profile. Like you don't know what people are dealing with. That's why I always try to be kind to people. Because some stuff, it's going to take its toll on you. Like I'm in chronic pain all the time and it eats at me. It's chronic. It never stops. And some days I'm having a worse day than others. And, sometimes I'm kind of on a hair trigger because of it. Yeah. I dye my hair blonde. It's usually like a light brown, like dark. Well, you can actually see both colors in this picture. So, yes, there you go. My natural hair color is the above. But I did go too blonde recently. It was literally gray, and it was horrifying. I was like embarrassed to go to work. But I asked for it, so it's my own fault. I did hair modeling. Not so much these days, because I have not gotten my hair done or colored in a while. It's probably mostly my yeah, I've met a lot of incredible strong people on here. I really have. There's some people with some really interesting stories, some really interesting life experiences, just really interesting, like really some really intelligent people, some really awesome people. And I'm glad I have, because I think it's awesome that there are people of all ages. Like the one thing that we have in common is usually like Natasha or another creator in the community. But this is all ages. Like I'm 33. I know that most of the people that watch me are between the ages of 45 and 54. But here we are all talking. And I would never guess anybody's age, because we're all just cool hanging out here. I think that's awesome. I like that a lot, actually. I like that I don't know anybody's age. I don't know anybody. I don't know anything. And we're all just hanging out and having fun. You're 61, really? See, that's the thing. Like, a lot of you guys don't, not that people, would talk a certain way, but we're all like, we've all like grown up in really different times, but here we all are socializing. Like, I love it. Take age out of it. Age is just a number anyway. You're not telling me. That's okay. That's okay. My analytics tell me. But I think that's great. Like, I've actually always preferred people that are older than me, because I was bullied really badly in school. So I always hung out with adults. Like, I was literally like the kid that would go to the office just to talk to the adults, because I didn't want to be anywhere. So, I'm still young in your head. Age is just a number, right? Like, 40 is the new 20. So, I'm counting on it, actually. But there are some communities that I'm in that I'm the oldest person by a lot. Like, there was a poll, one creator that I follow, right? He did a poll today about what age people are, and my age group was 7%. Everybody else was like 18 and under, and I was like, oh my god, what does this say about me and like my interests? I don't know, but it's cool stuff. It's like top 10 kind of style, but they go into like weird stuff like the dark web and like weird YouTube videos or like Reddit threads and, like the weird, creepy stuff. And I like that stuff a lot. So that's why I was there. But I've tried to participate in the chat, and I'm like, I felt weird. I was like, I am with a bunch of children and I should not be in this chat. I'm a little old. But I didn't realize I didn't realize that. I figured it was a topic a lot of people would like. But yeah, like, all of you guys, I don't know what, let me see. Poison Ivy, you changed your profile picture recently, and I was like, I got to see it for like half a second, and I was like, oh, or else you were cloned, because that's been happening a lot lately too, which is disturbing. Guys, don't clone each other. Don't do that. That's how like this misinformation crap starts. Like, don't do that. It's weird. That's weird. My grandfather is 102. He turned 102 last month. And until he was 100, he, was living independently. That was you, Poison Ivy? I barely got to even see it. I just noticed it was different. I saw your name next to it, and the picture was different. I'm glad it was you, though, because I've seen a few times that I think that people were cloned, and I think that's creepy. But people also don't know how easy it is to do. So you never know who you're talking to on here. Let's see. Yeah, well, you live on a farm though, Liberty, right? I'm guessing that's a fair amount of work to kind of keep that going. I know you have a lot of animals, so let's see. Your husband's always asking, do they look young? Yes, that's what happened to me at the liquor store. Like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. You know what? I probably should do that, Poison Ivy, but at this point, I just don't care. Because there's nothing that I care about that people, you know what I mean? Like, if people figure out who I am and they want to Google me, like, the worst thing that you're going to find on me, right, is an old Twitter I had my senior year of college where I had just gone through a breakup and I was horribly emo, and it's really laughable. That's the only thing you're probably going to find about me. That would be anything that doesn't make me look anything but better. And you're not going to find any pictures of my family anywhere on here. So I'm sure of that. So, and I don't really care about myself, but I understand why other people are super private. I probably should be. But the only thing I've locked down on is my family. Yeah, 100 and well, I'm actually adopted, so I'm not sure about myself. But yeah, he still does. That's the problem though, Meg, is that he's really he's mentally there, but his body is falling apart and it's really hard for him. I mean, I can imagine it is. But yeah, until he was 100, he was living independently, and he had his license until in his 90s, which was not a good thing actually, but he but now he's in a nursing home, and it's sad because with the pandemic, a lot of the time it was shut down. So, he wasn't able to have visitors or anything like that. I'm glad I went to his 100th birthday party because it was literally right before all this started. And, I was like, I almost didn't go because I can't really sit in a car for very long with my back, but I'm glad I did. Yeah, I do. He used to buy me every bike that I had. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Horses scare me. I was actually just talking earlier about horses and how they scare me. I don't even know why. They're just kind of terrifying to me. But I know that a lot of people really, really like horses. You have goats and pigs. Oh, I love goats. I love going to petting zoos, and I used to feed them when I was little. And they always would tickle. I got bit once, or whatever I don't know if they have I don't know. They obviously have teeth, but it was more like a pinch. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm probably going to get off of here soon so I can go eat. And yeah, horses are, you can tell I think it's that was the fact though, that they creep me out. It's like they have really soulful eyes. And the long eyelashes and stuff. I'm a little nervous around horses too. Really? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said that they could do that better than dogs. The teacup pigs, a friend of mine had one of those. Yeah. There's some I wanted to, I'd probably get struck for doing it, but I wanted to play. There's some really, really cute videos about it's remember how it was on Animal Planet? It's like the what is it? The unusual couples. I think it wasn't that, but it was something about animals that really. There was one about an emu named Karen that was really, really nasty, and kind of taming her, and she used to hiss at people and chase them. I'm like, Karen is the perfect name for that. And then there was a hippo named Jessica that lived in somebody's home that I thought was kind of strange. As to why that would be a thing. Then there was a goose that used to follow a guy and hiss at anybody that tried to come near him, named Maria. But a dog sanctuary, yeah. Yep. I was gonna say though, I mean, a lot of people on here seem to be selling coloring pages. So if anybody wants cat hair, I mean, I'm totally down to sell that for crafts. There's a gag gift. I got a coworker once that was crafting with cat hair. I didn't realize that. I mean, I thought it was a gag gift, but apparently people do that. So I don't know. I was like, oh, okay. I guess it takes all sorts. I remember Y2K, and I remember exactly where I was. I was actually, I made a fort under my parents' dining room table. And my mom was freaking out about it. My mom's one of those people they're ready for the apocalypse down in the basement. There was a tornado warning about maybe a month or two ago, and she demanded I come to her house, and we had to go in the bathroom with her wind up radio and sit there until we were told that we could leave. It was ridiculous. But I guess better safe than sorry. But she worries about things very, very much. I just thought I was mad too, because I was like, you're just gonna make me leave my animals at home. But she's like, no, all the people, we all have to be in the bathroom in the basement. And we need to, oh my God, it was ridiculous. I was like, oh my God, Mom. But whatever. She has like a wind-up radio. I don't know. I think that like, I always love it that people with the snowstorms, they always go and get the bread and the milk and stuff because everybody's like traumatized from the blizzard of, what was it, 78 or something over here. And I always kind of poked fun at it because I was like, when's the last time people genuinely got like super snowed in? Yet the other day I got so snowed in you couldn't open the front door. Oh, I wasn't alive in 78. I was born in 88. So, but I think the generation of adults right now are traumatized by that because they lived through it, either if they were a kid or, geese can be really nasty. They definitely don't, I didn't know they hissed. And I remember once I was at like a pond, and I don't feed ducks anymore because I learned that I guess it's not good for them. But people used to. This is when I was a kid that people would feed ducks there. And oh my God, I had this goose come charging at me and was hissing, and I was horrified. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, but guys, I'm probably going to get off of here. Silly goose. I'm probably going to get off of here soon because I'm going to go eat. I'm starting to get a headache. Yes, Roger Williams Park, Rody Gal. That's exactly where it was. How did you know that? How did you know that's where it was? I used to work at the zoo. It was my first job out of high school. I did maintenance at the zoo for that summer. It's actually one of my like favorite jobs I've had. But yeah, Roger Williams Park. That was exactly where it was. Exactly where it was. Let's see. The town that McCamey Manor used to be a hippie commune in the 70s. Really? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about McCamey Manor. I know some stuff. I've seen some videos about it. I don't actually. That sounds really familiar, Rody Gal. That sounds really familiar. Yeah, maybe, but this is a long time ago. Yeah. Oh, you're from around here too, Violet, right? In New England, I think, if I've seen. I didn't get to work with the animals though. I got to clean bathrooms, but I got to see some of the animals up close too though. So it was nice. Yeah, I love Roger Williams Zoo. I lived in Massachusetts up until I got hurt, actually. But we used to go to Southwick's too, and I'd never been to Southwick's ever in my life until I was an adult. So that's where we used to go. Zoo camp! I used to be a counselor at Zoo camp and Alton Jones. Near Cape Cod? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically in Providence-ish. Rhode Island is Rhode Island, so it doesn't really matter where you are, but more or less. Oh yeah, zoo camp. I did zoo camp growing up. Oh my God. Yeah, Rhode Island New England is small. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody. Like, it turns out that Rody Gal, I met her in Granny's chat, and she lives like 5 minutes from me, and she also has met my mom. So it's like everybody knows somebody who knows somebody, and it's crazy. It's crazy, but we've never met in person. Not yet. So yeah, New England. Okay. Yeah, I thought you lived in Massachusetts, but I wasn't sure. I was like, I think I recognize you talking about that. Yeah, it's definitely, New England is something special. It definitely is. But yeah, Roger Williams Park. Yep. Yeah, I was like, I remember because we both emailed Granny to kind of get each other's emails. So and now we talk all the time. So Rhode Island. Yeah, I was like, I had no idea. I think we found out because I was talking about like restaurants, and you were eating something at Cello's, and I was like, I've been to Cello's. Like, I love their nachos. What? I think people make fun though because it takes an hour to drive across our state, and in most people, like, it takes several hours to drive across their state. So yeah, YouTube isn't all bad. See, we all make connections on here. Like, I made a new friend that you've met my mother, so I mean, I don't know, maybe we may have met. I used to do where you met her, I used to volunteer doing that as well. A dog daycare, the owner talked me out of it. It's one thing. Yeah, well, I had to do that. It's true. It's definitely true, Poison Ivy. You were a server there? I don't think that's what we were talking about though, but okay. I like Greg's better. But that's just me. Nachos are bomb. I had nachos. I got Chili's last night because I had like a DoorDash thing, and it wasn't that great. I wasn't happy. I like the chips and the salsa and guacamole, but I got like their nachos. They used to have these nachos in the 90s that were like this big pile of stuff, and it was great. But now they have like individual ones, and they're not as good. But I think I have mac and cheese to go eat. Because mac and cheese. Why? Who doesn't like mac and cheese? I don't like pizza very much, though. I know that's definitely an unpopular opinion. They give you the weird yeah, the bag of nachos. Oh no, that's not nachos though. That's the chips for the guacamole and stuff. I like their chips. I think Chili's has. Hold on, I'm trying to read here. But yeah, I'm glad to see a whole bunch of new faces in here. Like I said, you know, yeah, they used to have good nachos. That's right, Poison Ivy, and I'm still salty about it. You know, I'm glad to see some new faces in the chat. Like I said, I know a lot of people watch, and if you, we don't bite here. We don't bite. We're fun. We're really chill. We have people from all communities, and I hope to see some new faces in. I'll be on. Actually, yeah, I will be on tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking about you know, I'm gonna comment on any goings on of the day in the community, but I'm also gonna be doing talking about the troubled teen industry, specifically about the wilderness programs, answering some questions that I've got, and also anybody who would like to ask me a question about that stuff. I am gonna be an open book tomorrow, so we're gonna talk about that. So kind of half and half show. But yep, hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up. If you're watching on the replay, do the same. Because we do some fun stuff here. Yeah, we have a friendly conversation. Exactly, Caffeinated Slug. Thank you for joining. Yeah, pets and food. Right, exactly, guys. Like, don't we all just want to, like, a fun chat to just kind of hang out for a little bit? I love fajitas. Oh my god, you're making me hungry. I need to go eat my food. All right, good night, guys. I will be on tomorrow. I hope to see some similar faces tomorrow as well. It's going to be a little bit of a different topic, but we will comment on like what's going on around here during, like, just comment on it, and then we'll probably by the end of the live talk about this stuff too. Yes. Oh, you're gonna go what? I'm not gonna lie, I watch those videos too, Poison Ivy. Literally no shame in that. Good night, Nat. I hope you have a good night. Yeah, you can ask me. Honestly, guys, I will be an open book tomorrow. That's the point of why I'm on here. So feel free, come equipped with your questions, and I will answer them. Or else it's something really bizarre, or like, you know, my address or something, in which case I will not be answering that because no, for obvious reasons. All right, good night, guys.